product. We got some weight at the bottom, but it turns with the swim bait, which is perfect. Exactly what I wanted. All right, so here's basically the final product. You can see I got these 2 bolts. I drilled out some holes, bolted these things down. I haven't glued the back in yet. I want to try it in the pool first before I do that, because I might need to do some modifications like balancing the weight. I don't know if that's going to hold it up right. We'll have to see. See the camera in there. Basically, I had to drill some holes in the back on both sides, and then kind of just strap it down. I haven't really seen if it works or not. I'm going to right now. If I need to, I'll drill 2 more holes and then put a zip tie on the other side as well. It's I mean, I think it's gonna work. The only bad part is you gotta use a zip tie every time you set your camera in there, which is like 10 cents, I think, for a ton of them. So we're gonna tie this on the rod, put it down in the pool, and see if it works good. We're gonna tie it onto this deep sea rod because I'm gonna be doing a lot of deep sea fishing off the kayak in this, or with this. I don't know, this might be a little too heavy a weight, 16 ounces, but we're gonna tie it on, put it in the pool, and see if it sits upright. All right, so we're gonna do a test without the video camera in it because I didn't charge the batteries, just to see if it sits upright in the water. That weight is definitely a little too heavy, so I'm gonna have to change that out, but let's see. Just imagine it going to the bottom. Oh yeah, it sits perfectly straight. Kind of turning a little bit with the weight, but that's fine. All right, so it's the next morning. I adjusted the weights. What are you doing? I adjusted it because the weight was way too heavy. It does fine with just 8 ounces. Sinks to the bottom, it stays pretty straight at the bottom. Now I think I'm gonna add an arm that comes off the top to where I can put some bait on and attract some fish when I'm fishing in like 70 feet of water out on the kayak in the ocean. All right, camera's in. From there, I bought this thing at Home Depot. I'm not really sure. I think it's for like directing traffic or something, but cut that off. Drilled a hole and put this swivel through it. Basically what this is gonna do is sit right on top of here. I'm gonna drill a hole through it. It's gonna sit just like that, to where when it sinks to the bottom, I'm gonna tie some fishing line and a hook at the end of that, and you'll see rock cod, maybe a shark, maybe some lobster come out and eat right in front of the camera. All right, so it's not pretty, but I just got done shaving away at this for like 30 minutes. That's just a little area where I could put the pole in. I just used it with this thing, carving it out. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and attach it with 2 zip ties and see what it looks like. Here's the final finished product. So there it is. We're gonna tie some line and then a little fishing hook with some bait on the end. Got the camera in there. It sits in there with a zip tie. Ended up putting a little stopper on the back here just with a self-locking screw. Screwed it in. This will stop it if it ever slips backwards. These zip ties are cinched down pretty tight. Plus, I shaved away at the pole here to where there's an indentation. The zip tie just sits right inside of it, so I don't think it's gonna give, and that's on this side too. There's an indentation there. Also did some indentations here, shaved away to where it sits inside of the lens part instead of just wrapped around the soft stuff that it'll probably slip off. Same back here. Shaved away a little bit. It's not pretty, and I cut my finger. That's all blood dried up. But yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna work. I think it'll work for sure. Camera will sit straight up like that. Tie the weight to the bottom, let it sink. All right, so here's the complete finished product. Got the little swim jig at the end. Camera in there. Bolted down nicely. Put the hook off the end of it to where I don't really catch anything. I just want to get them on the camera for the most part. So I think I'm gonna put this on the fishing rod and see how it sinks. All right, so here's the finished product. We got some weight at the bottom, the swim bait out in front, and it's tilted down, but I almost like that because when it hits the water, when I go out into the ocean, I'm gonna drop it all the way to the bottom and then reel it up to where it's looking down at the bottom. So I actually like that better than being straight. Basically, it's gonna drop down to the bottom like this. Sinks really nicely with the 8-ounce weight on the bottom. And what I really like about it is it doesn't twist. It turns, and it's smooth. You can even get the fish or the tail on the swim bait to swim a little bit if you do it the right way. But it turns with the swim bait, which is perfect, exactly what I wanted. Sinks level too. It doesn't sink facing down or facing up. I really like how it turned out. I can't wait to use it out in the ocean this weekend.